Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Business Today, to our special show, Market Gurus, where you get to meet some of the finest brains that run billions of dollars in capital on Dalal Street. Our special guest today is a gentleman who's a fabulous stock picker and a person who spent 30 years on the Lal Street navigating the ups and downs, the volatile times, the wonderful times that we see on markets, and of course the down days that always accompany such wonderful rallies. We are joined today by Shri Daljit Singh Kohli. He's the head of research and strategy at Vasuki India Fund, which is an AIF. Daljit, apart from being a very dear friend, as I said earlier, is one of the finest mid-cap and small-cap pickers of stocks on the Lal Street. And he's created immense wealth for his clients. At the moment, Vasuki India Fund manages about 270 crore rupees, which is spread over 5 to 6 sectors, many of them mid-caps and small-cap stocks. दलजीत जी, आपका स्वागत है. बड़े दिनों में आपके दर्शन हुए. बताइए, बाजार इस वक्त कैसा लगता है? हाउ डू यू फील हाउ मार्केट्स आर एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम? वी आर अ डे अहेड ऑफ पॉसिबली द बिगेस्ट इवेंट in 5 years. How do you feel? The rally has been fantastic. What now?
Good afternoon, Shailendra ji. Good to see you after a long time, and pleased to be on your show. सी मार्केट्स में अभी जो नर्वसनेस ऑब्वियस है, बिकॉज जैसे आपने बोला, दिस इज सच अ बिग इवेंट, 5 साल में एक बार होता है, और हमारे यहाँ बहुत सारा कुछ गवर्नमेंट की कंटिन्यूटी पे, पॉलिसीज की कंटिन्यूटी पे चलता है. वर्ल्ड ओवर भी पॉलिटिकल इन्फ्लुएंस रहता ही है स्टॉक मार्केट्स पर, बट अपने यहाँ कुछ ज़्यादा ही रहता है. सो वी हैव सीन दैट इन द पास्ट ऑल्सो, वेन एवर there was change of regime, change of policies that had immensely impacted the economy. And if economy is impacted, obviously stock market will react to it. Now, at present, I think the market is going with the view, very clear view, that this current dispensation will continue. So there is no change in that. Now, there can be a difference of opinion or margin of victory. Somebody would say 350 will come, or 300 will come, or 400 will come. For us, it doesn't matter. For a long-term investor. For a short-term investor, yes, everyday movement of market, it will matter. But for us, as a long-term investor, it doesn't matter whether you win by 300 seats or you win by 400 seats. Ultimately, what matters is the continuity of the policy, the continuity of the chain that you have set up. So I think that is what we are going with. The base case assumption is that we will have the same policies continuing for next 5 years. Now, in that scenario, your portfolio should not be impacted too much by this event. For us, this will mean that maybe 1 or 2 days of volatility, a few days of volatility, and then after that it settles down, just settles down. People will start again talking about fundamentals of the company, stock specific, and we'll move ahead. So that's on the real near-term impact of the elections, or for the short regular players in the market or speculators and all. For them, yes, it will have, it is an event, and they will probably create an event out of it. Now, we saw that a few days back when VIX was less than 10. Everybody was talking, how can we be so sure? How can we go with such complacency in such a big event that nobody is bothered? And then suddenly some people thought, yeah, this is a great opportunity. Yeah, ये मौका मिला बढ़िया, बिकॉज सब लोग शांति से बैठे, तो भी थोड़ा धमाका किया जाए. तो वहां पे पहली बार वो निकला कि नहीं, वो 400 नहीं होएगा, 300 होएगा, 250 होएगा, ये होगा. तो वो सब सीटों के नाम पे सब शुरू कर दिया काम. तो आई थिंक वो वॉलेटिलिटी क्रिएट की गई, और वो स्पेकुलेटर्स, ट्रेडर्स के लिए फायदेमंद भी हो सकती है, उनके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी हो सकती है. हमारे लिए कहाँ अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि इस सब टर्मोइल में अगर हमारे सेक्टर में या हमारे स्टॉक में कहीं पे कुछ कोई स्टॉक नीचे मिल रहा है, तो वो हमारे लिए एडिशन का एक अच्छा मौका मिल जाता है.
Okay, so that's the reason, ladies and gentlemen, why you have Daljit Kohli on Market Guru. He has such precise views. This was a man-made volatility that brought so much of friction and so much of pain in the market. and sensible people like him use the dip towards 21,800 to add into some of the stocks that they already have. Let me just give you a brief overview of what Daljit manages. Vasuki India Fund has about 270 crores under management, which are spread over 5 and 6 sectors. They are generally mid caps and small caps in his portfolio. 20% of the portfolio is in metals, 20% in BFSI, mostly public sector banks, 13 and 12% each in pharma and auto space, and they have a large exposure to the agrochemicals and chemical space. Now, Daljit coming to brass tacks, in the last 10-12 days, when the volatility was extreme and prices were volatile, some of them sank to fairly decent levels. Were there any purchases that you made?
Yeah, so actually we did some bit of juggling in our portfolio. Like one of the auto ancillary we were holding quite a lot. So after the results, they came out with good set of numbers. The stock moved, so we used that to trim our position there. Just because mainly because it was going above the exposure limit basically. So just to control that, we reduced, trimmed that position in auto ancillary, a small bit that, and use that money for buying another auto ancillary, which is coming out of like in COVID time, it went through a very bad shape, and then it's a big conglomerate, basically spread over 13, 15 countries, has 35, 40 locations, so, and recently they have come out with a good set of numbers, quarter four, as well as they've reduced the debt. So we use that money towards that. Some of the money we have juggled into in metals. So
Okay.
metals we have been very bullish for quite some time. Normally metals for us is not a area where you will buy and lock it for 3 5 years. No? We go with very clear understanding that metals is only for purpose of trading and taking a short term opportunity. So now logically, if you say half the world in recession and there is so much of looming talk of recession coming in the world's biggest economy, the second biggest, China doesn't have that much of demand. So logically speaking, the metal prices should have been down, but actually they are much higher. Everywhere, and all kinds of metals are going up and up only. Demand is there. There is a lot of shuffling of markets from one place to another. So we found that that is giving us good opportunity in terms of stock picking, where some of the stocks were mispriced at some point of time. So we took that benefit. Uh, some of them are ferrous, non-ferrous, both kind of stocks we have added. There is one small metal company, mid-cap kind of company, which is recently listed. I think just 2 years back they've listed, but they have again very big plans for growth, and they're diversifying into stainless steel, into aluminum foils, and all those things. So we took that opportunity to add these stocks in our portfolio. Right now we have, I think, 4 or 5 of the metal stocks in the portfolio.
Okay. Daljit ji, you've made it clear that the present dispensation is most likely to continue and that it will be business as usual as far as the government policy and generally regulations are concerned. Now, my question is related to the PSU segment, the defense segment, the railway segment, where market participants, especially long term investors, have made tons of money. How much in terms of number of stocks within Vasuki are PSUs, and how many of them are PSU banks?
So in the BFSI sector, we have mostly all the PSUs. So we'll say 3 or 4 PSU banks would be part of our portfolio. And among them, the biggest one, all 3, 4 of them are the top 3, 4. So
Okay.
the smaller PSU bank is only the bigger PSU banks which we have in our portfolio, and we've been holding it for almost now 1.5, 2 years. So it's not the recent addition. There is a good enough safety of margin, even if there is any change in the policy or anything happens to the stocks now. we are well safe because our entry point was very good. So on the banking side, there we have three, four. In the metal side, again, we have one major manufacturer, steel manufacturer, and then iron ore again, which is again a PSU. So there are five or six of them. But our selection of these stocks was not basis that they are PSU or they are private. Selection of a stock was more of top-down approach. Once we have taken a call that PSU banks we are going in, then within the PSU banks, which are the best ones which we go. So whether it is PSU or whether it is public sector, private sector, or what it is within the banks, then we have come to that conclusion. So same way in metals, if we are taking a call that we are bullish on ferrous side, then which are the stocks that we have to take in the ferrous side and which have more alpha generating capacity, that is what we have taken. So that way we have gone, not with the view that because it's a PSU, that is why it has to be there.
Actually, Daljit ji, what really happened over the last 15 odd years, if you subtract the previous two, is that there was such a scrunch in valuations of quality PSUs despite the fact that they were making tons of money, that the vast amount of alpha that has been generated over last 24 months has come in from these quality stocks. I never meant to say whether how top heavy your PSU portfolio was. I just meant to find out, that given the natural choice that you have towards value picking, PSUs would have been a large part of your portfolio. Now let's come to a space where, which is very popular, driven by very strong order books and of course a lot of dhamal on the markets as well, which is the defense space. Within Business Today, we call them Panch Pandav, which is HAL, Cochin, Grasim, Garden Reach, Mazgaon, BEL. Do you have an exposure towards the defense theme, or being a value investor, you sort of decided that this is overstretched?
Yes, actually, we don't have any of them in our portfolio. We entirely gave a pass to all these stocks, although they have all generated a huge, huge amount of wealth. And maybe because of that reason, also our performance may not look very big as compared to some of these guys. But that was a conscious call because two things. One, as you said, coming with the very long history of these companies, we know that how they have been performing. I think we have seen these stock companies for 8, 10 years. See, order book has become today a fashion. This order book was always there.
Yes.
This order book was never gone anywhere. It was always there. We know that there is only one customer for all these companies, which is Government of India. That was always there. That is not, there is no difference. Order book was always there. These companies had those capabilities to execute also. Problem was the willingness, right? The problem was that probably the execution was never happening because there was no thrust from the top coming. Now that has changed in last 2 years. That thrust has come in, obviously, and there has been a lot of work which has gone on giving the order. Execution part has taken. That's why we are seeing these numbers coming in from all these companies. But market has actually just blown out of proportion these stocks only on the basis of order book, only because and that change. So sometimes it becomes difficult to accept the change that is happening so fast. We have assessed all these companies. We also thought yes, they have value in them. We can do that, but to give 20 multiple and then 50, by the time you decide 20, it has become 30. Then by the time you decide 30, it becomes 50. It just didn't give you that chance to enter. And we thought it is better to, if we are not convinced to buy something at such high valuation, it is better to give it a pass. So if you are managing people's money, you have to be responsible for that.
Absolutely. And of course, the biggest criteria in terms of having a fiduciary responsibility for managing investors' money is one, to avoid unnecessary risk. Daljit ji, in a market that has consistently outperformed, rallies on mid caps and small caps have left people like us wondering in awe as to what has happened. Has the job of stock pickers, value stock pickers like you, become more difficult? Do you think there is still value to be had in this market, or are we in the phase of relative momentum? ये कम बड़ा है तो इसको खरीद लो मुकाबले लार्ज कैप के, या लार्ज कैप हैज़ अंडर परफॉर्म्ड relatively mid cap and small cap, therefore let us move into large caps. Where do you stand?
देखिए शैलेंद्र जी, जब भी हम कोई कंपनी, अल्टीमेटली हमको एक स्टॉक खरीदना है, व्यू हमारा चाहे कुछ भी बनाए, हम व्यू पूरा टॉप डाउन लें कि कंट्री अच्छा है, पॉलिसी अच्छा है, सेक्टर अच्छा है, बट फाइनली हमको ड्रॉ डाउन करके आना तो है एक स्टॉक पे। हमने मान लीजिए व्यू ले लिया कि ठीक है ये पॉलिसी गवर्नमेंट कंटिन्यू करेगी, तो इससे किस किस को फायदा होगा, फिर उस फायदा होने के बाद ये सेक्टर को फायदा होगा, उसके बाद कंपनी, तो कंपनी पे फाइनली हमें आना है। और जब हम कंपनी पे आएंगे तो वहां पर हमारा सिर्फ एक ही क्राइटेरिया रहता है कि कंपनी की मेरिट ही देखनी है आपको। तो कंपनी की वैल्यूएशन क्या है, कंपनी के पास्ट क्रेडेंशियल्स क्या है, फ्यूचर प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स कैसे हैं, मैनेजमेंट की पेडिग्री क्या है, कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस के कैसा रहा है उनका, तो वो सब चीजों को ध्यान में रख के तभी हम ये डिसीजन लेते हैं कि इस कंपनी पे जाना चाहिए कि इस कंपनी में। अभी हमने पिछले सेगमेंट में बात किया, हमने डिफेंस क्यों छोड़ दिया, क्योंकि हमको ये समझ में आ रहा है कि भाई ये 30 टाइम 50 टाइम मल्टीपल हम नहीं दे सकते, जस्ट बिकॉज हमको, मुझे याद है, आई थिंक, पता नहीं बहुत लोगों को याद होगा कि नहीं, जब BHEL 4,000 रुपए का भाव होता था 2008 में, 2009 में, वहां से गिर गिर के 40 रुपए आया। जिस समय वो गिरना शुरू हुआ था उस समय उसके पास 1,40,000 करोड़ की ऑर्डर बुक थी, तो वो कहाँ गई? और अगर वो सब 1,40,000 करोड़ की ऑर्डर बुक के ऊपर ही काम करना था तो फिर उस स्टॉक को 40 रुपए में क्यों आना चाहिए था?
बिल्कुल।
तो हमें वो समझ में आता है, इसके लिए हमने उसको छोड़ दिया कि अगर हमारे समझ में नहीं आ रहा, हो सकता है लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है, उनको करने दो, हम उसको छोड़ देते हैं, हम दूसरा चीज ढूंढेंगे। तो मार्केट में अच्छी बात हमारे कंट्री की ये है कि हमारे यहाँ इतना बड़ा स्टॉक मार्केट है, इतने सारे स्टॉक्स अवेलेबल हैं कि आपको हर समय कुछ ना कुछ ऑप्शन मिलते हैं, आपको ढूंढना पड़ता है। तो वो जैसे बहुत सारे हीरे जवाहरात पड़े रहते हैं ना समुद्र में, अब उसको निकालना है, अब वो निकालने के लिए कौन कितना डीप जाना चाहता है, कितना ढूंढना चाहता है, मेहनत करना चाहता है, उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा, बट मिलते हैं और हर लेवल पे मिलेंगे। तो जो दूसरा आपका क्वेश्चन था कि इस समय क्या करें, इतना मार्केट बढ़ गया सब, और रोज लोग, हम लोग भी देखते हैं, सब मैक्रो डालते हैं, और मिड कैप्स आर ट्रेडिंग एट 50% प्रीमियम टू लार्ज कैप, स्मॉल कैप इज ट्रेडिंग एट सो मच प्रीमियम, तो क्या करें? तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, मिड कैप छोड़ दें, स्मॉल कैप छोड़ दें? ऐसा नहीं, ये एक ही ब्रश से पेंट नहीं। मिड कैप की डेफिनेशन क्या है, स्मॉल कैप की डेफिनेशन क्या है, इतना बड़ा सेक्टर हो गया वो, तो हर एक कंपनी उसमें अलग अलग है, हर कंपनी का अपना अलग पैरामीटर्स है। तो हमें बजाय ये कॉल लेने के कि भाई ये मिड कैप को छोड़ दो या स्मॉल कैप को छोड़ दो, हमको ये समझना है कि हमको जो सेक्टर पसंद है उसमें जो कंपनी है उसकी अपनी मेरिट क्या है। तीसरा चीज आपने पूछा कि रिलेटिव वैल्यूएशन, तो रिलेटिव वैल्यूएशन एक पैरामीटर है अमंग्स्ट मेनी अदर पैरामीटर्स। तो जस्ट दैट कि ये कोई भी चीज, इसका पीयर 10 टाइम्स हो गया है तो ये भी 10 टाइम्स होना चाहिए, 5 टाइम्स होना चाहिए, ऐसा कोई गारंटी नहीं। आपको समझना पड़ेगा कि वो 10 टाइम्स क्यों हुआ और ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, या इसमें क्या चीज कमी है या क्या चीज एक्स्ट्रा है। और अगर आपको ऐसा कोई चीज दिखती है कि जो मार्केट कैचअप कर लेगी कि हाँ शायद ये, वो उसको 10 टाइम मल्टीपल मिला था इसके पीयर को, इसको में भी ये चीज है और आने वाले समय में ये कवर कर सकता है। नो, जैसे सिंपल से एग्जांपल, जो हमारे पास डिस्क्लोजर दोनों स्टॉक नहीं है, एशियन पेंट्स और बर्जर पेंट्स। नो, अब एशियन पेंट्स हमेशा से लीडर रहा, तो अब एक तरीका है कि भाई मेरे को सिर्फ लीडर में ही रहना है, लेकिन जब बर्जर पेंट आया, वो पता है कि सेकंड है, डिस्टेंट सेकंड है, पर सेकंड तो है ना, पूरी मार्केट में है ही 5-6 प्लेयर, उसमें दो ही, एक बड़ा प्लेयर एक सेकंड प्लेयर, तो आप सेकंड प्लेयर के पास स्कोप है कैचअप करने का, तो आप ऐसे करके भी उसको ले सकते हैं। तो वहां पे वैल्यूएशन कैचअप का स्कोप है, वहां देख सकते हैं। तो इस तरीके से अगर आप अपने स्टॉक को ढूंढते समय ये क्राइटेरिया लगाएंगे तो रिलेटिव वैल्यूएशन एक पैरामीटर रहेगा, 100% रहेगा। ये ऐसा नहीं कह सकते कि भाई पूरे सेक्टर में अगर बाकी चीजें 20 के मल्टीपल पे चल रही हैं तो हमारा स्टॉक क्यों नहीं चलेगा, 15 पे ही चलेगा या 18 पे ही चलेगा, वो हमें देखना पड़ेगा। बट उसके साथ में उसके और भी रीजन होने चाहिए, व्हाट विल टेक इट टू दैट, या वो जो गैप है, व्हाट इज दैट फैक्टर दैट विल ब्रिज दैट गैप इफ इट इज ट्रेडिंग एट डिस्काउंट और एट अ प्रीमियम।
Okay. Kohli Sahab, like I said in my earlier introduction, you are primarily a value stock picker. And one of the themes where 20% of Vasuki's portfolio is invested is the agrochemicals and chemical space, which has been beaten down over the last 2.5 years. It's not participated at all. Can you give us your brief thesis as to why so much of percentage is into such stocks? One, how many such stocks are there in your portfolio compared with overall number of stocks? And if you can just give us an idea, are they all mid caps or are there larger preferences as well?
No, they're all mid caps. Around, I think four of them are there. Total portfolio is around 30, 28 to 30 stocks normally we keep in the portfolio. So four of them are there. Now, the reason why we have picked agrochemical and chemical theme is mainly because we are preempting that one that, as you said, it is pure value, deep value, because the 2 years they have not performed, 2 years things were not in their favor. That cycle will turn around at some point of time. So what we are preempting is that after an El Nino year, when the La Nina year comes, monsoon is always good, and if monsoon is good, the demand picks up for agrochemicals and all these related fertilizers and all these things. So, for according to our understanding, it is maybe 1 or 2 quarters away when this cycle will turn around. Second thing, this entire industry was going through a very bad patch because of oversupply by China. So China was dumping all over the world because after COVID they opened and then they started producing so much, then they started dumping everywhere around. So the result was that prices were totally beaten down. Now going by fourth quarter con call of various companies, it is clear that that dumping is probably coming to an end. That price erosion is somewhere near the end of it. So from here onwards, at least further price erosion is not happening if prices have not started moving up. So which means that once the demand comes, that prices problem will also get rectified. So it's our preemptive call that because these things are bad, the cycle is right now in not in their favor. These stocks are available at dirt cheap valuation. Something is available at 4 times of PE multiple. Something is available at 10 times of PE multiple. So, which obviously, when the things will turn around, it will give a re-rating of those stocks, and that will generate a lot of alpha for us. So, with that thesis, we are all investing. Now, this is deep value investing. This requires a lot of patience. This requires a lot of understanding of the sector, and the things can take time. Like you are preempting in 1 quarter, 2 quarter, but it may take a little longer. So because we have an AIF, which is a 5 year kind of investment, so we have that time on our favor. We can do this.
Okay. This is one of the most concise and brilliant thesis that you will ever get to hear about why agrochemical and chemical stocks make sense. And that's the reason why Mr. Kohli is such a popular stock picker. Diljit ji, let's focus on one other part of the value market, which is FMCG. Now, a company that at least you and I grew up with, which is Hindustan Unilever, has done nothing for the last 4 years. Value is yet to be had. And ditto for private sector banks, Kotak, HDFC Bank, really no movement over the last 36, 25, 30 months. Are these testing times for such stocks? How do long-term investors readjust to this new reality where credit demand is growing for both Kotak and HDFC Bank, but next to zero movement on stock price, and of course Lever, the flagship of the FMCG space, no movement at all for 4 years now?
Yeah. So first, a disclosure: we are not invested in any of these stocks for the compliance part. Now, see, HDFC Kotak, they definitely have a lot of value. They have a very strong system in place. One of the best organizations one can think of, right? Now, stock price doesn't work. Not a good company may not necessarily be a good share,
क्या
good
बात
stock,
है, क्या बात है.
right? A stock has to be good. A stock will become good when it has some mispriced opportunity. You know, there is something which is not in the stock price, which market has not seen, or which company has not delivered, but over a period of time it will deliver. So unless that disconnect is there, this good company cannot become a good stock. So we have to wait for that period. Now, for case of HDFC Bank or Kotak, they are going through their own specific problems, which will take their time. It's not that they are gone, they are out of the woods, they are just out. We have to forget about them. वो खत्म हो गए, उनका कुछ बचा नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. वो समय लगेगा, क्योंकि अभी जितना बड़ा बेहमत होगा उसको फिर ठीक होने में भी उतना ही समय लगेगा.
जी
अगर कोई बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है तो उसको ठीक सॉल्व करना भी उतना ही मुश्किल होता है. छोटी
जी
प्रॉब्लम तो उतना आसान होता है. छोटी कंपनी होगी तो उतनी जल्दी सब मान जाएगी. बड़ी कंपनी है तो उसको उतना और समय लगेगा. तो कोटक में अपना सक्सेशन का प्लानिंग का प्रॉब्लम, अभी ग्रोथ का प्रॉब्लम, वो सब चल रहा है. एचडीएफसी में उन्होंने इतना बड़ा मर्जर किया. अभी हम देखते हैं छोटी छोटी कंपनियां मर्जर करती हैं तो उनको 2-2 3-3 साल लग जाते हैं ठीक होने में. तो यहाँ
जी
तो इतने बड़ा मर्जर, हम वर्ल्ड का लार्जेस्ट मर्जर की बातें कर रहे हैं, तो वहां
जी
पर हम समय नहीं देना चाहते. ऐसे स्टॉक मार्केटियर हमारी प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि हमको सब कुछ ओवरनाइट चाहिए, कल ही हो
बिल्कुल.
जाए, 3 दिन में ही हो जाए. तो वो
हाँ
3 दिन में नहीं हो सकता है, वो उसको समय लगेगा. तो हमें क्या करना है कि उसको समय देना है, कि वेट करना है. ये जब उस पोजीशन पे पहुंचेंगे जहां पर इनका ये सब इश्यूज जो है सॉल्व होने की कगार पे होंगे, जो समय, जिसको टाइम ही भर सकता है और कुछ नहीं कर सकते, तो
जी
उसको हम एक्सपेडाइट नहीं कर सकते. तो वो जब आएगा तब हम करेंगे. एफएमसीजी में हमने अभी एक नया फिनोमेना इस क्वार्टर में देखा कि अर्बन से ज्यादा रूरल ग्रोथ आ रही है.
हम्म
सभी कंपनियों, डाबर ने, आईटीसी ने बात किया, यूनिलीवर ने दबे शब्दों में बात किया, बट किया. मैरिको ने भी किया, कि सबने ये बताया कि हमारा रूरल ठीक होता जा रहा है, अर्बन लेकिन कम हो रहा है. तो
हम्म
वहां पर एक फिनोमेना बहुत क्लियर नजर आया है इस कोविड के बाद से, कि अर्बन में भी जो स्टेपल फूड्स हैं, या जो नीचे की खाने की रेगुलर काम की चीजें हैं, उनमें ग्रोथ नहीं है, लेकिन जो लग्जरी आइटम्स है उसमें ग्रोथ है.
जी
तो पीपल आर स्पेंडिंग मोर ऑन लग्जरी. तो वॉचेस में, टूरिज्म में, वो सब में बड़ा खर्चा हो रहा है. गाड़ियों में, कारें बड़ी बड़ी मर्सिडीज और बीएमडब्ल्यू जो 4 साल पहले करते थे वो अब करना शुरू किया. तो क्लियर कट एक चेंज ऑफ कंज्यूमर पैटर्न दिख रहा है. तो आई
जी
थिंक ये अगेन वही चीज हो गई कि कंज्यूमर पैटर्न जब चेंज हो रहा है तो लेट इट सेटल डाउन, दैट पैटर्न शुड फॉलो. तो जब एक बार, जब ये दोनों सेगमेंट्स काम करेंगे, अर्बन भी और रूरल भी, तभी ये एफएमसीजी कंपनियां अच्छे से परफॉर्म करेंगी. और
अच्छा
दूसरी चीज ये है कि इनमें अभी भी वैल्यूएशन देखो तो 60 टाइम 80 टाइम अभी भी चल रहे, तो वो
जी
घटे तो है ही नहीं. तो इसलिए फिर हमें वहां पर वैल्यू भी नहीं दिख रहा है. तो इसके लिए भी हम रोक रहे हैं एफएमसीजी.
अच्छा. कोहली साहब, क्योंकि हम लोग एक दूसरे को काफ़ी लंबे अरसे से जानते हैं, एक तब्दीली बाज़ार में जो हुई है वो लॉन्ग टर्म का और मीडियम टर्म का जो है ना वो डेफिनेशन बदल गया है. व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड इनटू मार्केट्स, लॉन्ग टर्म वाज 5 years, medium term was 1 to 3 years, and short term was up to 12 months. Today long term is today afternoon. So
Yes.
with that background in mind, Daljeet ji, my final question to you: where do you see the Sensex and the Nifty, say, by December 24, given the present dispensation continues from 4th June onwards?
सो आवर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, ये नॉट जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ 4 जून, बट पहले भी हमने ईयरली अगर हम प्रोजेक्शन बनाते हैं, जब ईयर स्टार्ट होता है तो हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं इस कैलेंडर ईयर में हम क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं.
जी
तो हमारा ये मानना है कि इस कैलेंडर ईयर में हम लगभग करीबन 10% के आसपास का अपमूव देख सकते हैं इन
जी
द इंडेक्स. तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर हम 18,000 के आसपास था जब शुरू हुआ था, और अभी 10% तो ऑलरेडी हो गया, तो यहाँ से और 5-7%, 10% तक देख सकते हैं
अच्छा. So
मैक्सिमम.
22,540 प्लस
25 था.
1800, 25 समझ लीजिए.
हाँ, बस 25 के आसपास तक सब. हालांकि ये हमारा कोई इस पे करे वो कैलकुलेशन या वैसा हमने कोई रिसर्च करके
जी
नंबर वैसा नहीं बनाया है. दिस इज अ अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ ओवर द इयर्स दैट what kind of returns, ballpark number you can say. This is a back of envelope calculation.
Right, and this is also Daljit Kohli's gut feel, which has worked very well for the last 30 years. Thank you, Daljit ji. What a pleasure to have you on Market Guru. And now I'm sure you will be a regular on Business Today. What a wonderful time we've had, and we wish you all the best of luck for Vasuki India Fund, where about 270 crores is managed over 28-30 stocks. With a very special emphasis on the agrochemicals and chemical space. Thank you, Daljit ji. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Daljit Singh Kohli, the head of research and strategy at Vasuki India Fund. He's a very, very well-known equity strategist and stock picker. Thank you for watching Market Guru with us. Stay tuned to Business Today for all your financial news needs. This is the best place to be. Thank you for watching.
Sensational revelations in the Pune Porsche accident that killed 2 software engineers. The probe has unveiled the murky nexus between politicians and the family of the accused underage driver of the Porsche. At the center of this nexus now is Pune MLA Sunil Tingre,